Bob, this is urgent.
What's going on?
I got this letter. Pat's not here. I assume Pat's been kidnapped by one of his Eastern European fanboys.
Oh, shit.
I can't really make out what it says, but I assume it's a ransom note. But I'm just going to stick it in the top drawer and we'll just hope for the best.
All right, good idea.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Bearded Geeks, the weekly grab bag of topics covering movies, comics, video games and TV. My name is Jags, I'm the master of the beard. With me today, my co-host Bobby Baxter. We're going to change the name of the show to Bromancing the Stone.
My Chemical Bromance.
My Chemical Bromance. We got some feedback the other day that some people out there really enjoy our bromance. On-air bromance. I think it's just me talking about where I want to hold Pat's hand all the time or something like that. Yeah. Doesn't really get any more intimate than that, but, you know, Pat and I have slept together in the same bed. There is a recording of that on a previous episode. That was, like, way back in, like, episode 2?
Yeah, was it that? Oh, shit, was it that early?
That was, like, 26 weeks ago.
Wow.
That was a long time ago. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had the worst fucking hangover ever the next day.
Yeah, you were pretty pale.
Oh, man. I was seedy the next day. But, yeah, it was a good night. Good night. Like, $16 White Russians. Fuck that. Never gonna fucking buy White Russians from there again.
No.
Anyway. How be you, boy? Countdown's still on? Are you a dad yet, technically?
No, not yet.
All right. But it could be any minute.
Yeah, well, we're 2 weeks out today from the due date,
Fuck.
so... Yeah, it feels super close, and at the same time, I'm like, fuck, it's still 2 weeks, and it could go 4. Who knows? So,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm just going to hang back and just bake a bit for an extra couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, it's got the Baxter genes in there, so no doubt baby's going to be late.
That's true, you are late.
I'm
Often.
always late.
Yeah. Fashionably, though. Yeah. Fashionably late. How you been?
Yeah, pretty good.
Did we talk about this last week? We did, that's right. You've got the painting and that going on at your place. How's that going?
Oh, yeah, that's continued this week. So they had a couple of days off thanks to rain. And oh, man. You actually do that so well. I've been listening to that all day today. Yeah, they're still sanding. It's a big house, so it's taking them
fucking hell, it's a big house.
Yeah. But it, it hailed a few days ago, and
did
so yeah. The other day it was like
must
nice
have just
and
been
sunny.
over your house.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It was nice and sunny and beautiful, and then I went out for a walk in the morning, and then got home, and then it like pissed down with rain and hailed, and those guys packed up, and then they came back, and I was like, oh fuck, I thought they knocked off for the day. So they kept going, and yeah. So I think it's sort of drawn out a little bit longer than we were hoping for, but I don't know. Hopefully they start painting soon and it gets a bit quieter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just change the subject. I just noticed the t-shirt you're wearing. That's fucking sick. What is that? Is that anything official or
No, nothing official. This is off what's the site?
T-Public?
No. Oh god. I can't remember what it was called. I get their fucking emails every bloody week and I've lost the name. But yeah, it's just one of those t-shirt sites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick, like zombies at fucking like haunted house windows and ravens and shit. It looks fucking sick.
I had a little kid. It was like a little niece that was like fucking infatuated by the shirt. I think it's just because it's so bright and bold colours. And stuff.
It's very cool.
And
very cool shit.
it's all zombies and shit. And there's this like little 1-year-old just like, oh wow,
just like I'll get you one.
Yeah.
I've got good news.
What's
you already know this, but I'm going to share it with the world.
All right.
I woke up Saturday morning and I was out and about doing my rounds, and then I get a message on the group chat from the one and only Bobby Baxter. He's like, Jags, did you know that JB Hi-Fi got 20% off on all TVs today? And I was like, nah, shit. So then, like, 2 hours later, I had a brand new Samsung 55-inch 4K ultra-high definition TV.
Slick.
And we were just out there watching, like, heaps of 4K trailers on it, and it was sexy.
Yeah.
I'm fucking in love. Like, yeah. Like, if I didn't have a girlfriend, that'd be my first love. That TV out there. And I got a soundbar in that too. I went around to Richie's, because I drove to Richie's house. I rang him, and because he's got a ute and I don't. And I rang him and I'm like, oh, mate, can we go down to JB? Do you mind? Like, go down and pick up my telly? Yeah, mate, that's cool. Yeah, cool. I was like, oh, I'll come around to your house. So I went around to his house. We jumped in his ute, drove down, got it, dropped the TV back off. Went back around to his house.
Mm.
He's like, oh, do you want to come in for a bit? And I said, yeah, sure. It was about lunchtime. It was about midday. And we went in. He's like, oh, you want a drink or something? Like a soft drink or a cordial or something? Like, nah, mate, that's all right. Oh, you want a coffee?
Richie offered you all of these first.
It gets better. He's like, do you want a coffee or a cup of tea? I was like, nah, man, don't drink coffee. And he's like, and he opened the fridge door and he's like, well, what time is it? And he looked at his watch and he's like, fuck it. Pulled out a beer. He's like, you want one, do you? I said, yeah, all right, I'll have one. It's a fucking lunchtime. Who cares? It's Saturday. Yeah, we got the day off. So then we went out in the back shed and we had like a drink and that. We're just sitting there shooting the shit. And
I'm surprised he didn't go straight to beers, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I was very surprised myself. I was like, what's going on?
I'm pretty sure there's beer in his veins.
Alcohol fueled.
Yeah.
So we go out the back shed and he's like, what are you going to get next? Are you going to get like one of those 4K Blu-ray players? I said, yeah, that's on my list. But next, I want to get a real good sound system because Bobby keeps bugging me about my fucking tinny TV speakers and make his ears hurt when he plays Battlefield on my TV.
Dude, they were fucking shocking.
So then he points over his shoulder and he's like, I've got a soundbar over here up against the wall. He's like, I'm not even using it. I bought it 12 months ago. I used it in my bedroom for like 6 months and then we moved and it's been sitting here ever since. He's like, do you want to take that? And I was like, oh, nah, mate, that's okay. I'll get one of my own. He said, no, take it. He's like, I'm not even using it. He's like, I'll probably even sell it to you if you want. I was like, nah, man, that's cool. He said, no, take it. And he got up and went and picked it up and he's like, righto, we'll go put it in the car. I was like, okay. And then put it in the car and I brought it home and set it up. I'm fucking glad he did.
Yeah. Infinitely better, isn't it?
Heads and shoulders above.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'm a bass player, so that shit fucking hurts when there's no bass in the audio. Like it just cuts straight through my head. I fucking can't stand it. And yeah, what was the episode? You guys were reviewing something, and I stepped out of the room to play Battlefield.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. That's right. Yeah. And I sat out there for about half an hour and played it, and fuck, it gave me a headache. Like, I was like, fuck, these speakers are nasty. And that's why I said to you the other week, I'm like, fucking do something about your sound before you go anywhere else. But worked out pretty good in the end.
Worked out pretty well for me. Not only did I get a TV, I got a new sound system as well. So yeah, I'm fucking wrapped. I'm ready.
Beautiful.
I'm ready for Red Dead 2. I got the PS4 Pro. I got the 4K telly. I got the new sound system. Now I'm just eyeing off a 4K Blu-ray player, which I'll probably buy maybe tomorrow.
Just go to the X-Bone. Go on. Do it.
They're
the same price.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I just like a new Blu-ray. I probably fucking will now, you prick.
Might as well. They do the same thing.
I might as well, yeah. And then I can get Cuphead.
Yeah, exactly.
And then 6 months later it'll be available in the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, but you can play it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's true. Play those old 360 games and shit. It'll be able to get like Dead Space and shit. Fuck.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Get on some Alan Wake.
You were playing Alan Wake on the PC the other day.
Yeah.
Fucking tell me about that.
Oh, loving it. I upgraded my PC a couple of weeks ago. My new graphics card arrived about a week ago. So I went back through my Steam library. I'm like, there's all these fucking games here. It's like anyone who's got Steam owns about 300 games that they haven't played yet.
How many games did Mark said he's got on Steam?
Oh,
like 800 games or something like that?
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do?
I think it was like fucking $8,000 worth of games or some shit.
Shit.
I don't know. But that's the thing with Steam
and he'd
sales.
be the one guy who's got like no fucking time to play anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's like working, flying in and out. He's fucking going to gigs all the time.
But it's that thing, like when they have sales, they have fucking sales. Like they put the consoles to shame. They'll have sales for like $2 or $3 a game kind of thing.
Fuck.
So you just buy up. Halloween sales just happened. I just bought the Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider for like $20 or something.
It's a great game
with all the DLC and stuff. But yeah, anyway, going off track. So I got my new graphics card in. I'm like, fucking, I'm gonna go through my list of games, and I got stuck at Alan Wake because I put that on and just fucking fell in love with the game again. And like putting it on max settings on PC, holy shit! It like graphically stands up to the games now. Like it's incredible. The fog and the lighting and the foliage and stuff just looks fucking awesome. So
Alan Wake's character model was actually based on an actor, wasn't it? Yeah, because they have those live action like talk show scenes in the show in the game.
Yeah,
like where he's on the talk show talking about his old book and stuff. Yeah, fuck, I remember that now.
And you remember playing it like those games used to be the way around. Like, you play the game and then it gets to the cutscene. The cutscene looks better than the game. Now, when I play that game, it looks fucking amazing on my computer, and then it cuts to the cutscene and it looks like shit.
Looks like dog shit.
And then it goes back to amazing again. So, yeah. I'm loving that game, though. The story, like, I just forgot how fucking good it is.
Yeah, I really love that game.
I kind of want to get that Quantum Break.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the only thing that studio's put out since.
They went to do like a multi sort of platform kind of thing. They had the game and they were trying to make a TV series, but all of it just tanked.
Yeah. Yeah. But I hear the game's like reasonably pretty good. So
yeah, I heard that too. Yeah. Fuck, what else has happened? Oh, I just want to touch back on last week's episode about our Thor review. Commas in the air, inverted commas. Because we've been in the habit of sort of like we'll see a movie or whatever, or watch a TV show or play a game or whatever, and then we'll talk about it like a few days later. We'll have a few days to sort of digest it before we sort of sit down and talk about it. But a lot of the times we've like pushed the show back a day so we can go see a movie on the opening day, and then we'll come straight back sort of here.
High on popcorn and
lollies. High on popcorn and just like, worn out from, like, I was really worn out from that movie last week.
I was too. It took me a few days to actually remember what happened in the movie.
But yeah, this was like we've done it before, and we've done reasonably pretty well, like most of the time. But like this was the first time where I got back and I sort of struggled to form sentences and that about it, and I just sort of, I kind of feel bad, putting out this product and whatever, and people tune in for a Thor review. I thought it was pretty good, but, I just, maybe, with some...
Take our reviews with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah, they're not really reviews. They're just opinions of,
I almost hate calling them a review because I'm kind of I don't feel qualified to do that.
Yeah. Like we always said, we're not anyone special, dude. I say this nearly every 3 episodes. It's just our opinion and stuff. And yeah, we just appreciate that people tune in and want to have a listen or whatever. But, sometimes we put out bloody gold.
Did someone have a go at you, did they?
Oh, no. No, I was just maybe in future, we might just pick and choose. We might just sort of push stuff back. You know, we might see a movie and then we'll just talk about it the following week because, even from that Thursday night we recorded, and then the next morning I was at work and I was thinking about it, and I was I've even digested it overnight, and I'm just I've got sort of different opinions and stuff, and and then I've read a bit more about it, and I've gone and actually watched some reviews and stuff and that now, and I'm that's a good point. I never really thought of that, or that's a good point of view, and then I watched a interview with Taika Waititi, and he sort of said someone asked him a question about, superhero films. Are there any sort of superhero films that sort of influenced you and whatever? And, a lot of people turn around and they say, bloody Dick Donner's Superman and that. And everybody bloody says that, especially Bryan Singer and shit. But total, I would expect no less from him. He turned around and was just Flash Gordon. And I was just and then as soon as he said that, I just put 2 and 2 together. I'm this is a fucking $150, $200 million, live action Marvel, Flash Gordon movie. This is exactly what that is. It's
holy shit, it fucking is too.
And he even said, he goes, if Freddie Mercury was still alive, he's I would have asked Queen to do the soundtrack for the movie.
Yes.
He's that's how,
And it would have sold twice the amount it's going to sell.
And I'm just that's just fucking nail on the head. That's the tone of this movie. It's very Flash Gordon. And I'm just
I think that's why I liked it so much. Yeah.
Yeah. It just didn't take itself too seriously. It knew exactly what it was. And it just, it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. I can imagine there's plenty of, angry Thor fans out there. I haven't really actually, is it even out in the US yet? I don't think it's hit.
No, it doesn't.
So we got the gun.
I think we got it first because of Taika and Chris Hemsworth and stuff. So
it was probably a deal with filming it here that that we get it first.
Yes, we got it
because we never fucking get anything first. So.
No, sometimes we do. We might get it a day or two earlier than the US, but never fucking a week to 10 days. That's pretty rare, actually.
No. I mean, when we were growing up, it was more fucking 3 years to 5 years behind. Sometimes some of those VHS releases and shit when you're a kid.
Shit, yeah.
Oh,
even fucking now.
Yeah,
I can't get Blu-rays of shit that's been out in the US for ages or whatever.
Yeah, well,
I'm still waiting.
John Wick, that was fucked.
Yeah, John Wick, it had been out in the US. When we got the movie in cinemas is when the Blu-ray like had just come out in the US. So I'm like, oh, get fucked. And then we didn't get the Blu-ray for like another 3 or 4 months after that.
Yeah.
It's fucked. It was bullshit. Bullshit. Cold bullshit. Anyway, so yeah, in future, we might just maybe just space it out a bit. We might like, we don't have to be so bloody finger on the pulse and get it out straight away while it's hot or whatever,
Yeah.
Some days I might just but that was only really sort of the first time that I felt like, I probably could have done that a little bit better. But, oh well.
Yeah. Oh well. All good.
It was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just sat here and just recounted the jokes. Remember that bit?
Yeah, I haven't actually listened back to the show yet, so it's all a blur. Well, I've got all that fucking sanding going in the background,
True.
so I can't listen to anything. There's 2 of them out there too, so they're in tandem, just like. So there's no gap.
It's like they're racing.
It's fucking working next to a Formula 1 track. The world's loudest mosquito. Fuck off!
If only people were in the room while I was doing that, they're like, what's that fucking idiot doing? Look at him. Shaking his head around all around the room, whatever.
Running around.
But it'll sound good when it gets played back, I bet. We'll find out tomorrow when I start to edit.
Chop it all out.
Okay. I don't know if I've got anything else to bring up. Did I have anything else? I think that's it. Nothing else exciting's happened to me. Most exciting thing is getting a brand new telly. I'm like, fuck yeah!
Yeah.
So, I've been pretty wrapped in
You get that, and then you just fucking stay inside for the week, don't you?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Hell yeah. It was a lot of fun watching those 9 episodes of Stranger Things on there and having that sound and that going.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to talk about too. We're going to do a little bit of a discussion about Stranger Things 2, or Stranger Things Season 2. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about that today.
I've prepared nothing.
No, that's fine. I just remembered we've got like a review format that we had, so I thought we'll bring that back in today. Yep. And might make it a little bit easier for us to structure it a bit. So instead of just going, remember that bit where they have that movie reference? That one movie reference? What was that movie again?
Here's half of the joke that I remember without setting up the rest of the joke.
Spoiler alert. Okay, so might be time for Drop the Beard then.
Mm-hmm.
Drop the beard.
Cool. What's your beard drop this week?
I'll go first.
Yes.
I went back to my stack of songs that I have built up. Didn't really have anything new that I've been listening to, so I went back to it's one of Trivium's new tracks, "The Heart from Your Hate," which is actually a pretty nifty little track. Quite like it, and I like the film clip too.
Yeah.
I never really listened to sort of a lot of Trivium sort of in my formative years. I did listen to it, but not as much as other things.
They were sort of around, but they weren't kind of like in...
It was sort of in my CD rotation,
yeah.
But it was like other things were more played. Yeah. Like System of a Down, Steal This Album. I listened to that album every day for like 12 months before I changed out for something else.
Yeah.
And that's only like a 12-track album,
Yeah.
But yeah, quite a good song. One of their newer tracks. I think it's been out for a couple of months, probably 2 months or something like that off their newest album. But yeah, I really dig that song.
Been like that with Trivium too. Like I think when they write a hit, they write a really fucking good hit. But I find like when you put on their album, it's kind of up and down, hit and miss kind of thing, yep. or it's just like a particular mood you have to be in to listen to them. But yeah, this song is fucking awesome.
That's like last few Stone Sour albums.
They're
pretty that album's pretty good, And then you get to the next album, like, oh, that was a bit mediocre. And you got to their newest release. I think there's like one song on there that I like. The song's titled Song 3. The rest of the album's like fucking terrible.
Yeah, yep. I found that with them. Like one album I'll absolutely love, play for like 6 or 8 months straight. And then they'll bring out something else and you're just like, what the fuck is this? Like, yeah. I mean, it's good that they're kind of experimenting with stuff, but it's kind of, I don't know. They're a bit all over the place, aren't they?
Yep. Yeah. What do you got for us this week?
I'm going some old school gothic stuff, and going with Sisters of Mercy, Lucretia, My Reflection.
That's so fucking metal.
Yeah.
I just love Kevin Smith. He's like, that's so metal. He always puts the horns in there. He's like, Matt, This makes me laugh every time. I fucking love that guy. Tell us more. Tell us more about Sisters of Mercy.
Oh, they're like, yeah.
Aside from Simon Pegg wearing the Sisters of Mercy t-shirt in the World's End.
Oh, man. When I watched that in the cinema and Sisters of Mercy started playing at the end, most people in the cinema wouldn't have had any idea what that fucking song was when the choir kicks in. There's like, oh, and I'm like sitting there fucking jumping up and down in my seat going, oh my god, they're using the System of Mercy song. Like, fuck. Yeah, I've loved them for ages. They're just kind of like that really old school 80s like British gothic rock stuff. Yeah, they've not much to say other than they're fucking awesome. And if you're into that kind of old school goth stuff, like The Cure and stuff like that, then check them out. Yeah,
that was like me when we went to see. Fuck, I don't remember if you was with us. It was me, Paddy, I think Ian as well, Sterlo. We went and saw Freddy vs. Jason.
Yep.
Yeah, you was there, and because I was big on Il Nino, and I still am, my favourite band. But their track "How Can I Live" was like the official song of that movie, and it played over the credits at the end of the credits. And I was just like, oh, I'm fucking loving this. This is awesome. Sterlo was there with his long hair, fucking headbanging. I was like, fuck, love that guy.
Actually, that reminds me. At Soundwave a couple of years ago, my brother and I were there, and System of a Down, going back to those guys, were headlining it. And we watched about half of their set, but the crowd was just going fucking ballistic. Like, we weren't even in the main mosh pit. We were kind of at like stage 2 on the side. And that mosh pit was going fucking just as mental as the one next to it. Yeah. Because it's System of a Down. I mean, of course. That's the music. And Scotty and I were standing there and we're like, this is fucking like real bad. We're two tall guys just getting kicked in the head and shoved around. And we're like, do you want to go and like find something else? And I looked at the bill. Sisters of Mercy were playing like on the smallest stage of the festival, right out the other side, out the back end. And I was like, I really kind of want to go see these guys, can we? And he was like, yeah. And we went out there and there was like 25 people standing there watching them.
Oh, no way.
And I was just like up the front fucking singing all the songs like, smoke machines are going and I'm fucking loving it. It was great. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck. I love those moments.
I can't imagine they'd be doing too many tours anymore either. So, like, it was kind of like a choice to be made. Like, System, you're probably going to see him again in your life at some stage. Sisters of Mercy, though, like, better go.
Definitely, especially if there's only 20 odd people standing there.
Oh fuck yeah! And they're all like, 45 and over too. They're all the mums and dads of the kids that have taken to Soundwave.
The grandmothers of mercy.
Yeah, exactly. So real tame and see a couple of younger guys come over and they're like real psyched and like, yeah, cool.
Shit, yeah, that's awesome. Oh shit, this just in. I think is that Morse code? Getting a communique from Paddy. He's dropped the beard pick for this week. Pat's actually not here. He's got like work and shit to do. So he's like, can I still put my song in for Drop the Beard this week? I'm like, nah, no show, no song. He's like, he's like, Bob got to have his songs on Halloween week. And I was like, yeah, that's because it was a special like Halloween. I was like, come on, give us your song then. So
this is the only time though, Paddy.
This is the one and only time you get one. It's like one continue. That's it.
We gotta make him like want to come to the shows. I think Drop the Beard's his favorite thing on the show, like by far. He puts in his songs way in advance, and
he did the same thing today. Like we suggested our song, and he just comes through on the charts like blim. All added to the playlist. I'm like, fuck. The episode doesn't come out for another week. What are you doing? Pat's pick for this week for Drop the Beard is from The Raven Age, and their song is Angel in Disgrace. I actually listened to it, and I'm like, this is a very Patrick Brown song.
They're all very Patrick Brown.
Yeah, they're all very Patrick Brown songs.
He has a very particular taste.
He does. Yeah. He loves those bloody melodic choruses, he does. Yeah. He really does.
I didn't actually listen to the song today. I'll have to bring it up again, but I can tell by the title of the song what it sounds like.
Yeah. So, wherever you are, Pat, whatever hole you're in, I hope they're at least giving you water.
Yeah, and maybe putting on a bit of those tunes for you.
Okay, so we might go to the news. To the news. The news. I got some news for you, Bobby.
Okay.
I never really like check the news. I just go through and like pick bits out, and then I always have like 20 bits of news.
Yeah.
But I like intentionally kept it a bit smaller because last week or the week before we did news and it went for like 30 minutes. I'm like, let's just cut it down a bit this week. So, there was an interview with Jeff Goldblum for Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And he said that while he was in Australia filming the movie, he shot a short directed by Taika Waititi. It's pretty much Team Thor Part 3. So it's the Grandmaster rocks up at Daryl's house and moves in with Daryl.
Oh, wow.
And I've got a quote here from Jeff Goldblum, and I'm going to do my very best to read it as Jeff Goldblum would.
Yes.
So, fuck, this is a long quote. Here we go. Just bear with me. I just got to channel my Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park. I've seen The Fly a lot. That's a fucking great movie. It was one of my favourites, but yeah. I'm real embarrassed now. I thought earlier this would be funny, but now I'm like real embarrassed.
No judgment. Just go. Do you want me to look away?
We're in the cone of safety here, so like no one can like judge you until it's on the internet.
I can turn my head away if it helps.
Yeah, don't look.
Okay.
Especially when I try to pee. Don't watch me when I try to pee.
Okay.
I get real pee shy.
Oh, is that what that was about?
Oh shit. So, fuck. How does he talk? So, what happens? Well, I could go anywhere. I might knock on your door and say hello. Guess who's here? I shot a thing with Taika. There's a roommate in Australia. I show up at his, and I do knock on his door. And I take up residence in the little flat, as they say here. That's what I do. And order things from the takeaway restaurant. Buy all the local foods. So he's pretty much, I don't know, what's that takeaway?
Menu log?
That menu log. That's exactly what I thought. He's going to be like promoting menu log, like in the short. If you haven't seen it, Jeff Goldblum has done all these local ads. I guess while he was in Australia, there's this new app out called Menu Log. And
it's not new. It's probably new in Tasmania, but it's
probably
been around for a long time.
When
I moved here, I was like, where the fuck is the menu log?
Anyway, there are these new ads for Menu Log, and Jeff Goldblum's like, the celebrity guy on them. Look them up on YouTube. They're actually really funny. Locally sort of Australian references and stuff and that, so it's pretty good. Yeah.
He was doing shit at like the Opera House and stuff for it as well, I think.
Yeah, he was like, didn't you say he was like cooking snags and shit out in front of the Opera House?
I think so, yeah.
Jesus. That's, I'd pay to see that, actually.
Oh,
that'd be
man.
great. A night with Jeff Goldblum. That'd be awesome. Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, and Richard Donner are looking at making Lethal Weapon 5.
Hello.
This piques my interest because, like, Kate and I, we love, like, these Lethal Weapon movies and all action movies, all the Die Hards. We love them all. We, like, have these action movie binges for, like, we watch all the Die Hards and then we watch all the Lethal Weapons and all the bloody Mission Impossibles. And, it's great. We have a lot of fun with those. It's to be reading by Channing Gibson, who wrote Lethal Weapon 4.
Yep.
Now, if they were definitely too old for this shit in Lethal Weapon 4, which was 20 years ago, they're definitely going to be too old for this shit in Lethal Weapon 5. I'd be stoked if they do this. This would be great. And get, like Joe Pesci and Rene Russo and all that to come back.
Yeah.
Chris Rock. I watch Lethal Weapon 4 now and I'm like, there's this one scene where they let Chris Rock just be Chris Rock for like 2 minutes where he's talking about fucking telephones and shit, mobile phones and one, however it goes. And, I'm just like, that was when like Chris Rock was like the height of his Chris Rockness. And they sort of just let him do his own thing. But I'd be really fucking keen for this because I love this pairing, like Riggs and Murtaugh. And apparently the Lethal Weapon TV series is really good too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's got, one of the Wayans brothers? Is it Damon Wayans?
Yeah,
one of them.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Wayne Wayans.
Wayne Wayans. It's meant to be really good, that TV show on that as well. Yeah. Lethal Weapon, the TV series. Check it out. Let us know if it's any good. I'm fucking keen for that. I love Lethal Weapon.
I guess
they're a lot of fun, those movies.
Makes sense now talking about the TV show being picked up because I thought for years, I'm like, how the fuck has Lethal Weapon not been picked up? Like, that was massive. Yeah. I haven't watched them in fucking forever. I'd love to go back and watch the old ones.
It's really funny because I think it was about probably 6 months ago. Kate and I were sitting on the couch and we were watching TV and she goes to me, she's like, what's that movie where the guy's driving along and there's like some shootout or something. There's like some sniper and all the cops are there and he like walks out into like the middle of the basketball court or whatever. She's like, is it Lethal Weapon? I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, I should know this.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it Lethal Weapon? I think it's kind of Lethal Weapon. I'm not sure. Like, I do remember the scene, but I don't remember the face of the actor.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I'm sure it's Lethal Weapon. So then we both look on our phones and we're like, "Rrr." And then I found out, she's like, I'm like, no, it's not Lethal Weapon or whatever. And she's like, it is. And then I found out that she's got the DVD set and I've got the Blu-ray set.
Okay.
The Blu-ray set of the theatrical cuts of the films.
Yeah.
The DVD sets, which we've watched before, are the director's cuts, the extended cuts. So in the first one, there is the scene that's been edited back in where Riggs, he just like, because he's all suicidal in the first film, he just like walks out into this like basketball court when the sniper's up there, like in this, at this school.
Yeah.
And he's like, the cops are down there, like, what the hell are you doing, mate? Get the fuck down. You're going to get shot. You fucking idiot.
I don't remember any of that at all.
Mm.
I just remember the toilet bomb.
And they're in like the... Apparently, I think they use those for the TV cuts, like when they show them on TV as well. They always show like the extended versions.
Yeah.
The toilet bowl scene, that's in Lethal... Is that Lethal Weapon 2? I'm pretty sure that's Lethal Weapon.
Might be, yeah.
Yeah, it's Lethal Weapon 2. With the Krugerrands. Well, I've got the Krugerrands. Diplomatic immunity. Oh, I love that scene. I love them all. I love all the Lethal Weapons. They're all a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I gotta go back to that.
Even the fourth one, like Jet Li and stuff. Yeah. It's fried rice, you prick. Uncle Benny. They get him in like Happy Gas in the dentist and whatever. It's a lot of fun. But you can't go past the first Lethal Weapon. That is always the best. So I'm keen for that. Zachary Levi has been cast as Shazam in the DC Shazam movie. The world's mightiest Marvel or whatever it is. Mightiest mortal. I don't know. I'm not really versed with Shazam.
No.
I know he's like Billy Batson, who's a kid, and then through some magic or whatever, he says Shazam, and he turns into like an adult Shazam.
I'm pretty sure I've used this joke before, but is his superpower like to work out what song's playing on the background?
You have used that joke before.
Yeah,
yes, you have.
And it's not as funny.
No. Yeah, that's pretty good casting, I think. I like Zachary Levi. He's a pretty cool dude. He got real beefy in like 13 hours. The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. It's a Michael Bay film. Yeah, it's actually not bad. Not a bad watch. But he gets real fucking tanky and shit. And he's married to Emily Blunt too, prick.
Lucky bastard.
She's gorgeous, she is, Emily Blunt. Kate does get real jealous when I talk about Emily Blunt. We watched, her and I watched Crimson Peak last Friday night.
Ooh, yeah.
Because she'd never seen it. And,
how'd she go with that? 'Cause she doesn't like scary shit, does she?
Oh, well, somebody, lent it to her from work. And she's like, you've got to watch this movie. You've got to watch it. And then she said, I was waiting to watch it with you because it looks scary. I'm like, okay. And she come around, I put the Blu-ray in that, and we watched it last week. And she's just like turned to me. She's like, what happened here? Is that going to be a ghost? And she's watching it. And,
it's not a particularly scary movie, though, is it? Like
No, not really. There's a couple of bits, like the scene where the door opens and she sort of like sticks her head up to the door, and then you get like the CG ghost with like the fingers wrapped around the door, and it's like, and then it goes back in the door. She was like, ah!
Yeah.
She jumped at that bit, and I was like, oh, fucking hell. And, yeah, she did all right, though. Very proud of her. She made it to the end.
They sold that as pretty much like a scary movie in typical Hollywood fashion, didn't they? And then,
but it's more of
a love story.
It's more of the gothic romance.
Yeah.
And then to sort of water it down a bit, I'll put some of the extras in that on, like the prosthetics and Doug Jones and in the ghost makeup and shit, and interviews with Guillermo del Toro to help sort of soften the blow of the movie for her.
Yeah.
I'm like, here, watch this. This is what they did. Just the amount of detail in that, like Guillermo puts into those films, it's fucking unreal.
Yeah. He knows how to dress a set and make everything look just fucking stunning. Hey?
I really would have loved to have seen what he did with the Hobbit films.
Oh,
but then, if he did those, we wouldn't have, Pacific Rim or Crimson Peak.
Yeah,
or The Shape of Water. Which looks really good. So, yeah. Shazam. Man, we went off on a tangent there. We were from Zachary Levi to Emily Blunt to Jessica Chastain to Crimson Peak. Yeah, anyway. But we're back. And finally, we had I don't even remember what it was. I was meant to write this down, but there was like a Paris PlayStation Entertainment Expo that was on the other day, and we got a lot of new video game trailers the other day.
Yeah.
And we got a trailer for The Last of Us Part 2, which is fucking brutal. Tell me your thoughts.
Brutal. That's about all I really have to say. Because it doesn't really show you any gameplay stuff. It's definitely like a story teaser kind of thing. It's been a while since I played the first one, so I was kind of like, I don't really fully know what's going on. I don't know if we're supposed to.
Don't think so, no.
I don't think so. Paddy completely got the fucking character wrong. And
yeah.
Because he said that, he put that in the chat before I watched the video. So I went in thinking it was Ellie the whole time, and then I was watching it, the face, and I'm like, that's fucking not her. What are you talking about, Patrick?
But then he went on his Reddit search and found out, through the threads, what was going on, what people think's going on.
Yeah.
But it was really good. That fucking, those facial animations, that performance capture. What about, I've never seen performance capture on like abs and bellies look so good. Like there's this scene where she pulls the shirt up and she's sort of like pressing a knife into her skin. And I was like, oh, look at that performance capture of that belly. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's lifelike.
Yeah, that would have taken some serious work to get that right. Like
those bloody Naughty Dog boys, eh? They know what they're doing. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Fuck, they didn't hold back on the violence though, did they?
No,
Holy
people getting hung up.
shit.
There was a scene where they hold one of the girl down. They hold her down by the wrist, and they get a hammer and they smash her arm, like in the crook of her arm or in her elbow, and just like destroy her left arm.
They don't cut away.
This is like they just hold that shot, like bang, 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 bang.
Most movies and games and stuff would just cut away to someone's reaction, sort of like going, like wincing, kind of. But yeah, you had to see that shit. I was like, fuck. And the hammer under the jaw, like there was one bit where it was like the kid comes out of the darkness, or one of those attackers comes out of the darkness and just claw hammers straight under the jaw. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they didn't wince on that trailer at all. They fucking they went the whole hog.
Yeah.
Look good though. Looks fucking great. Had no idea what was going on, but it looks great.
If you think the first game felt bleak, I reckon this one's going to be fucking dark as shit.
Oh, fuck, yeah, Jesus. And my arm turned to jelly after that arm bit. I was like, Jesus. We had a trailer for Spider-Man, the Spider-Man game. Now, I made a joke on there the other day because Pat got really excited. I watched it, yesterday morning when I got out of bed or whatever.
Yeah.
So then about lunchtime, Pat puts it on there. Oh, I'm so excited for this game. I can't wait or whatever. And then I just made the usual joke that I do, and I just wrote lame underneath it, full stop. And there were no replies, and I'm like, now he's going to think he's going to think that I think this game is lame. But I'm like, I'm excited for it. It's just, I'm not getting my hopes up because every Spider-Man game is the same. Yeah. Like there's only, like, being Batman is cool because you can have different gadgets. Each gadget has a different function. Spider-Man has really only a few particular things he can do. He can crawl on walls, he can swing, he can like jump really high, and he has like spider sense and shit. There's only so many different ways you can swing around, and to actually capture playing as Spider-Man, like on a controller, like super fluid, like he would move in a movie or in a TV show, or as he's drawn in a comic, that's like hard to capture, like in a game.
I think if they tone it back, the problem was, I think all the games have stayed the same is because they kind of almost open the world up so much that it's this big sandbox and you just run around and do meaningless shit. Whereas if they strip it back like the movie did and make it more personal and smaller, and I think that's where it could actually sort of be a bit more successful, sort of thing.
It looks great though,
because that's what Batman does. Like, yes, it's a big open world, but when it comes to like the action or the set pieces, it's always inside a room or in a confined space, and you've got to work out how to get through the enemies in that thing, and it always feels like closer to Batman kind of thing. Yeah.
With this world, this game is going to be an open world, so a sandbox kind of thing. So, yeah.
I don't mind that still. Like, I think that's good, but I think as long as they funnel the missions through a bit more of a linear thing, rather than just kind of...
I'll definitely get it. Like, I'm not saying I won't get it, but, I'm not getting my hopes up to that super high degree, because all the best stuff you can do as Spider-Man, like we saw in the first trailer, will be a quick time event.
Yeah.
Like, you got to web up a helicopter, you got to jump through certain things. Like, it's a quick time event. Like, that's the only way to really capture that sort of, like, super Spider-Man, like, moveset and, yeah, all that sort of things. Like, jumping from pillar to pillar that's falling in the air and, like, webbing up a helicopter. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And
interesting.
we also just watched, before we come in the room, the new Shadow of the Colossus trailer, which looks fucking beautiful on my 4K telly.
Insane.
And it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
The flute.
This is the remake I've been waiting for years to happen. Like,
because I missed out on the first game. I never played it. The first introduction I had to this game was, I think it was Reign Over Me, the Adam Sandler movie, and he was playing it in that game, in that movie, and I was like, I've never heard of this game. This can't be real. This would be one of those fake games made for a movie. But then I found out that, like, 2 years later or 3 years later, I'm like, oh, it's actually a real game. Like, I totally missed it. I must have been, like, balls deep in Metal Gear games by then, because, fuck, I played a lot of Metal Gear. You know how many times I got through Metal Gear Solid 3?
How many?
45 times.
45?
No bullshit. And, like, 39 of those was on PS2.
Fuck, that's crazy. That is nuts.
That's how much I love my Metal Gear, mate.
I don't think I've ever replayed a game that much. No.
I sure did.
Super Mario, I played a lot of, but not 45 times, I reckon. Yeah.
Did we have any other trailers? Oh, there was this trailer out I told you about. I think I got the title right. It's called Concrete Genie, I think it's called. It's about, like, a street artist or whatever. Like, I don't know. Something happens, some of his artwork comes to life, like a genie comes to life, and it turns out to be the big bad. And yeah, I'll have to show you the trailer on that for that. It looks quite good. It'll be right up your bloody alley, mate.
I think I saw a few. I don't know if it's like, I don't think I saw the trailer, but I think I saw another clip, and it kind of has that Leica studio sort of look about it. The stop-mo guys did, like, Paranorman and Coraline and that kind of thing. Like,
I really love Paranorman.
Me too.
I really love that movie, yeah. And Coraline's great, yeah. I can't say I think I've watched Paranorman more than I've seen Coraline, but yeah, I'm definitely due for a rewatch of that. I think the last time I watched that was...
Does your new telly have 3D?
No.
Oh, you have to come around and watch it at mine.
Fuck yeah.
Those movies...
Are you inviting me around, Robert?
Oh, yes.
Fuck yeah.
Those movies, those stop-mo movies in 3D look fan-fucking-tastic. Like, even in a lounge room 3D setting, like, they look great. Like, I know what to do with their 3D.
Do you have the Nightmare Before Christmas 3D set?
Not 3D, no.
Dang.
I think I've still got that on DVD, maybe. Not.
I bought that for your birthday.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
You're welcome.
I think you bought me The Crow as well.
I think I might have.
A million years ago.
And then there was 1 year I didn't know what to get you, and I bought you a harmonica.
That's right. I still got that. I was wondering where I fucking got that. It's like, why have I got a harmonica?
I was like, I bought it for you for your birthday. I was like, here, Muso. Speaking of Ghostbusters, we might go into our Stranger Things 2 recap of the entire series that was on Netflix. Not a review, but a review.
Yes.
I can't do the thing. I can't do a synth out of my mouth.
No, I'm not going to do it. Okay. You're looking at me like, go on, do it. Do it.
Okay. We'll do it. We might just go back to the first series of Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your experience with the first series, because I heard about it through the pipeline coming, and I heard some people talking about it, like on Instagram or whatever, looked up a bit, and I'm like, man, this looks cool. This looks like a 80s throwback, very Spielberg kind of sort of thing. Definitely something I'll be into. Keep an eye out for that, and it got closer and closer. The momentum starts to build up. You know what internet nerds are like, and Stranger Things is the best fucking thing ever. I was a bit late to it. I think I didn't start watching it probably till about 2 or 3 weeks after it first hit, but I binge watched the fuck out of that show and I loved it. Tell me your experience with Stranger Things.
I didn't know anything about it until it appeared on my Netflix one day.
Netflix. Shit.
Netflix one day. And Stranger Things. And I remember just seeing the artwork. I think they had the illustrated portrait faces.
Yeah, with 11 in the middle. And,
Yeah.
arm outstretched.
And the text and stuff. And I just came across it and went, what the fuck? This looks amazing. I'm like, is this old? And instantly added it to my list, and I sort of like, Hales ain't gonna buy into this. I'm gonna have to like wait till she is not watching with me, and I'll chuck it on. So I think I waited till the next day, and I was by myself, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put this on, see what it's like, and played the first episode, and basically finished it. Ran out to find Haley, and I was like, you have to watch this fucking show. I'm in love with it. Like, yeah. I just fell in love with that show straight away. It's like everything we grew up with, just brought into the modern day with modern effects and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times through now.
I think I've watched it twice. I watched it.
I never do that with shows, really. Like, I don't
I'll watch
a show and then leave it for a year or two at least, and then come back.
Yeah, I find it a lot harder with shows. Some shows, like in particular, like just like recently with Game of Thrones and stuff, obviously, like even the current season, like some of those episodes I rewatched 2 or 3 times. Everybody knows because we have weekly Game of Thrones recaps every week. But yeah, I never really sort of go back. The only sort of shows that I ever really go back to are like, the half-hour sitcoms and, like the Ren and Stimpy, The Simpsons, the 30 Rock, the IT Crowd, all that sort of stuff. Black Books.
Yeah, it's kind of like stuff that's easy to put on and watch, and
like you can chuck on an episode while you're having your bowl of cereal or whatever, eating your toast.
Have a little giggle, and that's it. But some reason Stranger Things just draws me back. I think it's that same thing as Game of Thrones has with me. I could just rewatch that. I think I've watched season 1 of Game of Thrones like 3 or 4 times as well. Yeah,
I loved it because I think anybody may have figured out by now, like, I'm fucking mad heavy on nostalgia. Sweet nostalgia. I love it. I love anything that makes me nostalgic for, like, those simpler times when I was a young man and I could just, watch these films or these TV shows or, whatever, and it just real formative for me. So everything that I like, John Carpenter, Star Wars, Steven Spielberg, James Cameron, like all these sort of elements in that balled up into this great fucking little story about these kids and this other world, this other dimension and that. And it's just fucking gripping TV, man. Just fucking pulled you in. Great characters, Jim Hopper, all the kids, they have fucking great dynamic. Will, fucking Dustin,
11,
Lucas,
man, like
Millie Bobby Brown, she's a fucking revelation. Wherever she come from,
was
fucking hell,
fan-fucking-tastic in this first season. Like, just the hurt in her eyes. Like every time she was on screen, I was just like, "Fuck!" I could feel her pain. Like she just projects that kind of like shit has happened to her, like really bad shit has happened to her, and you can see it's like peeking, like you see what's on the outside, but you can see like so much shit going on inside of her head as well, and it's just like, captivating. I really like her character.
Even watching like this the second season, like while watching her in the episodes and stuff, I'm just like, because she cries in nearly every episode. I'm like, fucking hell, she must be a good actress to come in like most days and like have to cry. Okay, we're going to do a third take and go. And she turned the fucking tears on. And I'm just like, man, she's a great actress. Like, you just believe everything.
And Hopper, what a fucking great
character. Oh man, Jim Hopper. Fucking David Harbour. He's one of those guys who's been like a supporting actor in all these different things for years and years. Like, we've seen him in stuff on stuff, but I'm so glad that like he finally had his big breakout in Stranger Things, because that guy's been acting for like 15, 20 years. Like, the amount of movies in that like he's, had bit parts in or co-starred in. And I'm just like rewatching movies in that now, and I'm like, holy fuck, that's fucking David Harbour, He was even in Suicide Squad. He played like one of the bloody government bozos in Suicide Squad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah.
He was some cop. He plays a lot of different cops or sort of authority figures and stuff. But yeah, always sort of like a background player, like gets a couple of lines or whatever, He's sort of prominent in the films or whatever, but he gets the odd sprinkling of lines and that here and there. But yeah, he's the guy's been around forever. I mean, look up his fucking IMDb or his Wikipedia page. You'll go through and it's like, fuck, I've like seen all these movies. I don't remember him in any of these things, but I guarantee you go back and watch those movies. Like, fuck, it is him. There he is.
Oh, wow.
He's fucking right there. Fucking Hellboy. There he is. So yeah,
he's great.
Let's talk about season 2.
I think actually that was another thing about season 1 that like blew my mind was watching it and not really, other than Winona Ryder, not really recognizing anyone else in the show. And I was like, they really just, I mean, they cast all those kids that you've never seen before in anything else, and now you're going to see them everywhere. But like to watch those kids without any kind of like acting name, like big acting name behind them, just made you believe them so much more. Like they just seemed like a group of kids. It was really cool. Yeah,
it's funny when I was watching season 2 here the other day. Like, I've seen all of season 1 or whatever, but just every time sort of Winona comes on, I'm just like, watching her for the last, 25, 30 years, like just like Beetlejuice, for example. Yeah. Even fucking Alien Resurrection, where she played Cole.
Yeah.
Just to where she is now, and she's having the scenes with Will, and I'm just like, holy fuck, she's old enough to play a mum now. She's a mum. She's hit that sort of peak where she's a mum now. Yeah. It's just,
she was that like I think in Beetlejuice, I think I had the hots for her when I was a kid. Like I thought she was all right.
Yeah, she was great in that movie.
Yeah.
Fucking love that movie. Yeah. Michael Keaton, fucking love that movie. Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, love that movie through and through.
Hell of a lineup. Yeah.
Okay, so we might talk about season 2. So kind of just maybe go over the story just a little bit.
Yep.
Sort of where it picks up. Well, non-spoilers. We'll pretty much go all non-spoilers for this, so anyone, don't worry about it if you haven't watched it yet. But yeah, we'll just sort of cover generalities, so nothing too specific. But the general story is when we come back into the show, it's been almost 12 months. Well, pretty much like since the first season was out, and in the show, it's been nearly 12 months since everything's happened, in Hawkins, Indiana. It's Indiana, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And, it's coming up on Halloween, and everybody's sort of, it's that sort of 1 year anniversary of everything that happened. And yeah, it's sort of just picking up from there. And at the end of the last season, we had Will, where he was back, and he was sort of, it wasn't really covered, where he was sort of, he was still somehow connected to the Upside Down.
Yep.
In a way. And then, yeah, it sort of kicks off from here. Everyone's getting ready for Halloween and everything, and it really kicks off. What did you think of the first few episodes?
Like just overall first few episodes?
Yeah, because there was a lot of, I might just address one sort of thing, because like I say, we won't really cover any specific story beats or anything like that, because we don't want to spoil it for anyone. But the Duffer Brothers said probably about 6 or 7 months ago that in season 2 we will have justice for Barb, where she was sort of like this sort of, in the first season she was sort of just like this, when you saw her, you have this this typical TV show where you're like, most of the people are generally kind of beautiful, all this sort of thing, but then you had Barb, and she was like the most ordinary, regular, relatable person out of everyone. She was Nancy's best friend, and then she does meet her maker in the first season, but yeah, she was sort of unceremoniously sort of whooshed off screen, and everyone was like, oh, we love Barb so much, and now she's gone, like this is bullshit, what's going on, So they're like, yeah, well, we'll have a bit of justice for her sort of in the next season. But did you feel like they maybe overdid that side a little bit? Like they harped on it a bit too much? Did you feel at all?
No, not really. I kind of saw it coming, and it made for a kind of interesting, like, B plot kind of thing for Nancy and stuff to undertake. No, I mean, I didn't really have any problems with this season all round. I enjoyed it just as much as one. I think now that, like, the surprise factor's definitely gone. That's like a thing.
Yeah, that's definitely
a thing that's going to stick with me with season 1 forever. It's kind of like that it's lightning in a bottle kind of thing. You just you can't hit that again. But at the same time, like, they delivered just as good, like bigger, higher stakes, and yeah.
They had bigger budgets for the episodes as well. They had an extra $2 million per episode.
There were actually maybe a couple of... maybe I'll leave that for, like, visual and effects stuff. But, yeah, there were a few things that was kind of just a little bit maybe overcooked visually. A few...
I think I know maybe one or two things you might be talking about. We'll
get to... the sort of hallway scenes and stuff. But, yeah, but overall, yeah, I loved it all. Yeah.
I really did too. I was actually quite surprised because the first season was 8 episodes, and I watched 3 episodes on Saturday, and then I specifically made my afternoon and evening free so I could watch the remainder of the series before I went back to work on Monday. And I was watching through it, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was like, fuck, there's only 1 episode left. And then episode 7 finished, and then episode 8 started, and I'm like, man, this is going to end on like a cliffhanger or something, because last season was 8 episodes, and this is going to be bullshit. This is going to be like The Walking Dead fucking all over again. Everyone's going to bitch, oh, there's a fucking cliffhanger, I don't know what happens. I'm like, they've been doing that in TV for the last fucking 40 years, 50 years. Like, this is nothing new. Yeah. People, stop bitching. So, and then
they get better at doing the cliffhangers. Like,
yeah. And then I was like, hang on a minute. And I just sort of went back out into the Netflix menu. And there were 9 episodes. I was like, oh, fuck, that's great. An extra episode, and they'll have enough time to wrap it up now. So I was kind of happy with that as well, because I just thought I was in for 8 episodes. But yeah, I never actually checked, and there were actually 9 this season. So yeah, they did get quite a bit more of that Netflix money this season.
Yeah, definitely. You can see that in some of the big set piece, like effects and monster stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
So we might touch back on sort of some of the characters and that, like the boys. We had, because in the first season we didn't really get Will at all. He pretty much spent all his time in the Upside Down. So this is the real sort of first, like, we know him enough, and we feel like, I really didn't feel like I didn't know him at all, because I feel like I knew enough of him. Like, actually, it wasn't an issue.
They did a lot of like flashback scenes with the mum and stuff. In the first season, so he did actually get quite a bit of TV.
That's
time.
actually right. That's quite right.
He just felt like he wasn't. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, season 2 they kind of mirror that. Like, shit goes wrong for him, and once again he's kind of taken out of the equation. And I think it's just the kind of device. Like, there's a few things throughout season 2 that happened almost exactly the same as season 1. They kind of
he's still around. It's not like he disappears, but then it's up to sort of the other boys. Yeah,
he's sort of just taken out action basically. So yeah,
I really loved him in this season. I thought he did a fucking great job.
Yeah.
I think they all really did. Like, all those boys, they're all really well cast.
Yeah,
they sort of really fit very well into their characters now. I absolutely love Dustin.
Yeah,
Dustin's absolute champion of a kid.
Yeah.
His relationship with Lucas and his dynamic is always don't ever do that. That was it was really good. It was really funny. But we had some introductions for some new characters.
Mad Max, man.
We had Max, Mad Max.
I fucking really liked her character.
She was great.
She was cool.
She actually fit really well into their group.
Yeah.
To fucking. What's his name? The main kid?
No, I'm thinking Will Byers. The other main kid.
the main kid, Wheeler. What? Nancy's brother. What's his name?
Oh, fuck.
I forgot. Anyway, that kid. He was in It.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
James Blunt, miniature James.
Yeah,
Blunt.
miniature James Blunt. I thought he was really good. Yeah, much to sort of his chagrin, like Max sort of fitting into the dynamic of their group, and her brother. What was his name in the show? Billy?
Yeah, I think so.
He was like, they really like threw in those 80s movie references. He must have seen Lost Boys, and he really went some fucking Lost Boys action. He had like the same sort of earring and hairstyle, open shirts, leather jacket and everything, and I was
Massively.
like, that's fucking Lost Boys through and through right there. I love it.
Yeah.
I love me a good 80s movie reference.
I liked the little interaction with the mum towards the end of the season with him.
Oh, when he's
very unlikable guy all the way through. But then he just has that one little scene where he's like, you know,
you must
talking
be
sweet on the mum, and
you're Ned's mum. I thought you were a sister.
you just see like another side of it. Like, I mean, he's still being the arsehole and stuff, but you see another side to him that you haven't really seen all season, because he's just been this kind of angry shithead.
Yeah,
the whole time. Yeah.
And I'm like, I read a lot of stuff. Everyone was like, I fucking loved everything about Stranger Things except for Billy. He was real shit. And I'm like, the kid's fucking hurting, man. Like, his parents are fucking divorced and shit. And they're moving, and he's in this fucking this brand new situation with a stepsister and that. And he's not happy with it. And he's just acting out, and he's just angry, and he doesn't know how to process and all that sort of shit. That's the point
of having an antagonist. You're not meant to like them, you know? Yeah.
Hopper in this season.
Man, fucking, yeah, I really liked Hopper.
He is definitely one of the better written characters on the show. Yeah, he's really like one of the big sort of emotional cores of that show as well as sort of 11 and Mike. Fucking Mike.
There you go.
Jesus Christ, we went a long way for that.
There's a Mike standing right in front of both of our faces, Mike, and we couldn't think of Mike.
There's even a spare one over there. Wonder how Pat's going in his hole. I don't know. Anyway.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Or else it gets the hose again. Yeah, I thought it was great. I really loved everyone in the show. I love the new characters. Probably the one character I sort of least he was just real slimy. The bloody conspiracy dude. It was all about the aliens and the government conspiracies, and the real slimy dude. He did have one of the best lines in the I think it was like the 6 or 8
He plays
episode.
a lot of slimy characters, that guy. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't mind that. What was I going to say? Oh, Mike's dad.
He's the best. Like,
I love him because
his lines only really happen when he's like eating. He always has like, he's always more focused on his eating. And then when he answered the door when Dustin was there.
Yeah. Or when the Billy guy rocks up and he won't answer the door, he's just fucking asleep. She's yelling out. She's in the bath.
She's in the bath, got all the candles and everything and the music, and she's reading a book. And
did you notice on the book as well, on the cover, there's a guy that looks just like Billy on the cover? She's obviously reading this this sexy romance novel, and then she opens the door,
and then a sexy man, mysterious man's at the front door. Yeah.
But that dad is so fucking hilarious. He's just so shit. He's like the shittest dad.
Yeah. I actually watched Kate and I watched 21 Jump Street again last night, and he played Jonah Hill's dad in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he pretty much identical. He pretty much had exactly the same glasses and that. He was a little bit more chirpy in that movie though, but he pretty much could have just switched him out as like the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same guy. They must have just like seen him in that movie, and they're like, "We need a shit dad.
Yeah.
Let's get that guy.
Let's get him."
What did you think of the visuals, the effects? Like I said, bigger budgets on the episode, so. We got to, I think that was spent on sort of bigger set pieces and some very nice TV effects.
Yeah, I'd definitely say about 90% of it was great. Like, really, really fucking good. And especially towards the end of the season, I think they really ramped up.
With, like, the gate.
Yeah, yeah, the gate. Just the fucking demo dogs and shit. Like, the
demo dogs.
The,
Dart.
All their scenes, like, they looked awesome, I thought. It was more towards the start of the season where you got a few of those kind of like the kids running down the hallways at the school in the upside down, or that I don't know if it was. I think there was one where 11 was either dreaming it or doing. I can't really remember now, but
it was what happened after she sort of disappeared at the end of the first, a sort of flashback to what happened there.
Yeah. It looked like pretty cool, but it kind of in a few shots just kind of looked a little video gamey.
Yeah, I do agree too.
Yeah.
There's like some of them hallways were just like reproduced.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like I was like, is that hallway really that long? Should it be that long?
Kind of look like they're on a treadmill running with a green screen background, and then they've
just like running on the spot.
And they kind of horror zoomed that the stretch of the hallway too much that it kind of looked a little too fake. Whereas, if they just made it a proper set, I think it would have worked better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I will go back and rewatch it all, actually.
Me too.
Watch it all again.
I'm keen to do it again.
I'll probably leave it for a few weeks, though, maybe. Yeah.
We burned through it all in like a day and a half. We just fucking smashed it.
Yeah, so did I. I burned through it in pretty much 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I could have sat there and watched it all in one sitting, but I was like, nah, better save some.
Yeah.
Better save some. I can't have too much of a good thing all at one time. I can't, like Russell said, eat like a 4-litre tub of Peter's ice cream in one go. As good as that would be.
Yeah.
I'm fat enough as it is.
It's great at the time, but it does leave you empty afterwards.
And
the
container too.
I actually don't mind it when Netflix do those weekly releases. Like, I think they did that with The Last Kingdom was the last one, I think.
Speaking of weekly episodes too, I haven't watched this week's episode of Star Trek Discovery yet.
Oh yeah, I've got to watch any of that yet. Yeah.
Man, we're up to like the 6th or 7th episode by now. So
sweet.
Got a nice little bank, and it's been renewed for season 2.
I've been inktovering every night, and I'm like, I can't put on anything I want to actually focus on. So, and Hales is going crazy. She's like, there's all this fucking awesome shit, and we can't watch any of it because you're.
And we've got like 2 to 4 weeks till we're gonna have a baby, so we need to watch it.
Yeah,
now.
we need to do it now. That's like Mindhunter. Like, she put that on and watched it all, and I was like, I never heard anything about it before it came out, so I just went, yeah, crime thing, chuck it on. I'll just draw in the background. And then the further we got into it, I was like, I can't draw and watch this show at the same time.
Looking up and down like I'm wearing my neck out.
Yeah, because it's Fincher, man. Like, he fucking he takes your eyeballs and just fucking runs with them.
Even when he's producing. Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, we might touch on more of that later.
Yep.
Back to Stranger Things. So what else happened? The visuals were really good.
I took the weekend off Inktober to watch Stranger Things.
Did you really?
Yeah, I've fallen way behind.
I did notice that today. Last night you put up like day number 24, I think it was. 25. Yeah.
And now
Nigel Thornberry.
Inktober's fucking over. So
Not for you, it isn't.
I've still got another week of it to go. But, oh well. Them's the breaks, and that's the challenge I set, so I got to do it.
Now, I've gone back to our review sheet up here.
Yeah,
and,
what do we got?
We're to the emotion/feels category.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit, I did cry in one of the episodes.
Ooh, did you?
I did. I shed a couple of tears just because I'm a big softie. TV just does it to me. I don't know what it is lately. It must be because I'm getting old, or just my heart's getting softer because everyone's having fucking kids around me, and I'm just like, no.
Sorry.
Just like, it's all your fault. You keep your dick in your pants.
Hey.
No, it's fine. Love kids. Anyway, I don't know, man. It's just like everything just gets to me lately.
Yeah.
Like, it just, even like fucking TV commercials get to me. I'm like,
TV commercials.
Especially those menu log
beautiful. 24-piece nuggets.
Oh my god, that's a beautiful Jeep Cherokee.
He bought a Jeep.
But no, I don't know. I don't know what it is lately. Like, I think it's just the caliber of film and television we're just getting at the moment. Like, we're just on a roll lately. Like, everything's just fucking getting to me.
Yeah.
I just always have that one moment in like a series or a movie. I'm just like, I get a bit choked up. And then I get a little bit, get moist around the eyeballs. That was it. Yeah.
Are we allowed to talk about it, or is it too spoilery?
No, I'll just say, because everyone knows it's going to happen. It was the bloody 2-second reunion between Mike and 11.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and I just had to wipe them away. It was only like one in each eye, but that was enough.
Yeah. It's Millie Bobby Brown's fucking eyes, man.
Oh man, she just knows how to fucking emote.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she, like, in the first season, she barely said anything. She talks a lot more in this season than that, though, which is some great interactions between her and Hopper, where they're sort of having their words of the day and everything. And
yeah, it's still very broken. I like that. Like, she's still learning. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking great show. Now, I will touch on this because most people, I assume, by now will have watched the season, will have binge watched it. I know a lot of people have.
Yeah.
But episode 7... 11 goes to Chicago looking for someone.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And a lot of people are complaining. They think that episode is the weakest of the season. It sort of detracted. It took away all the momentum that they'd been building up while 11's gone, like, out of Indiana and that into Chicago. And it's kind of changed the whole dynamic of the show. And it's, really, really took people out of...
I think it's just probably the city setting.
I think that's it too.
Yeah.
But I will say, I did have a big list here because I was going to go over the movie references and that in the show, but I will throw in this one because we're talking about this episode. This movie is very Empire Strikes Back, and 11 would be Luke Skywalker. So there's she has to, in that film, he has to go out on his own and learn, do things on his own.
Yep.
And this very much mirrors that as well. Luke goes to Dagobah and learns from Yoda. She goes to Chicago and learns a few things herself, and then has to come back and ends up being stronger for it. So,
she uses what she learns to,
that's exactly
to
right.
finish the season, basically.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sort of mirrors that thing. Like, she needed to have that, like, to go out on her own. Like, I didn't really feel like it slowed down or anything in that. Like, when I was watching, I was like, oh, this is very different. I'm keen for you to get back, but this is good. This is good while it's happening. It's different.
Yeah.
But
I could relate. I guess like that'd probably be my least favorite bit of the season. Just because it is sort of breaking away from. It's just nice to be in that town, and I think
in that smaller setting.
Yeah, and I think just leaving it feels weird. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I don't really have a problem with it.
No, I don't have a problem with it, but yeah, out of everything, that would be sort of my least, because I just love being in that town so much and around all those characters interacting with each other. But, for that argument, if she didn't go and do that, like the finale, the last 2 episodes of that just would have collapsed. Like, if she didn't go and do that, none of this would have happened in these 2 episodes. So
yeah, she needed an arc. Like,
that's exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah, and they couldn't have her powers all the way through, otherwise, like, that climax would never have happened either. Like, she would have sorted that shit out straight away, kind of thing. If Hopper just went back and went, shit's gone down, come with me, and, we would have had a 4 or 5 episode season.
I want to touch on just a couple more characters and their dynamics and that as well. Now, in the first season, I didn't really go much on this guy because he was kind of a douche, but then I warmed up to him. But in this fucking season, I absolutely love the shit out of Steve. Steve is an absolute fucking badass in this season. I was going to
bring that up too. I loved him. It was awesome.
Because the end of the season, like, you think she might get together with Jonathan, but then you're like, she got together with Steve, and you're like, that's okay. He was a douche, but now he's cool. And in this season, he's like the fucking ultimate badass in this. Do you still have your bat? What bat? The one with all the nails? And he just like pulls it out of the boot of the car, and you're like, fuck yes! It's like Ash fucking pulling out his chainsaw or something like that. You're like, this is awesome. And he's got that fucking killer hairdo as well. But yeah, his sort of dynamic, he's like, sort of babysitting sort of the kids at points. Well, not really babysitting, but he's sort of paired up with them. And sort of, the sort of unlikely pairing he has with Dustin was one of my favorite parts of this season.
Yeah.
I love everything Dustin does. He gets all the best lines, aside from Hopper and that as well. But yeah, I really love that dynamic between those two. And just the conversations and that they were having. Like, he was giving Dustin, like, tips on women and all this sort of stuff. And I just loved all that sort of shit where they're walking along the train tracks and that. Very, some Stand By Me moments and that in there as well.
Steve was fucking great in this one. I liked him. There was one episode where he sort of leaves the party, leaves Nancy there after they have a bit of a fight. Her drunken fight, and you're sort of like, oh, that's a bit shit. But, like, you kind of think about it, and it's like, that would totally happen at a teenage fucking party. Sure. Like, I mean, that's exactly the way a teenage boy would probably react to something like that. But he totally redeems himself all the way through. And
tenfold.
Redeems himself from last season as well. Like, he's fucking great. And there's another, like, parallel thing as well, like him in that fight in season 1, and then he's in another fight in this season as well, and it sort of pans out the same way as well. Like, he is an ultimate badass, but he's not that badass. Like, he still can get his ass kicked as well. So yeah,
I think that was one thing I read. Might have been last year. The Duffer Brothers said about, I don't know the guy's name who plays him, that plays Steve. They're like, I think they were originally just going to have him just sort of disappear out of the end of the show or get killed off. But then they're like, as they were filming the show, they're like, we like this guy so much and what he's doing and the character of Steve, we decided to keep him around. And that's why they put him together with Nancy at the end of the first season.
Yeah.
And it made for great TV leading into the next season and that as well.
Good move.
He was fucking absolutely stellar in this season.
He could have easily just been a throwaway jock character that
absolutely
never came back, but yeah, he's actually turned into one of the best characters on the show, I think. Yeah.
I don't think I really have too much else. I might go into just some movie references and that I noticed as I watched the show.
Yeah, sure.
The first major one, obviously, would be Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah.
Because they go Halloween, they dress. That was one of my favorite scenes where they, it's like dress up like Halloween Day at school, and they get there and they're the only ones dressed up in costume, and everyone else is in their normal clothes, and they're walking down the hallway, and Dustin's like, "This is some like sort of conspiracy or something."
They cut the trailer so well for that too.
Yeah,
because they do that scene in the trailer where he turns around, and you think that he's seeing some fucking big monster thing, and then when it's on the show, he turns around and he's like, guys, no one else is in costume. I was like, that's excellent. I thought he was going to turn around and like see some fucking big monster in the sky or some shit. Yeah.
They had some great touches to homages to Ghostbusters and that in the show. There's a scene where Hopper runs his hand down the tree and it's like covered in slime, and he's got like the slime and he's like flicking the slime like Venkman does in the first Ghostbusters and that. And there was another one later on where some characters are sort of like traversing through a tunnel and stuff, and they've got all their gear and whatever. It's a very very big homage to Ghostbusters 2, where the guys are underground in the train tunnel, and they're checking out like the slime river and everything. They're going through all of the gear and masks and all that sort of stuff on. Yep. That was great.
I love his trap too.
That was awesome. Yeah, I fucking love that. Oh man,
and his mum's reaction to the to Dart in the trap. Oh fuck!
It's like I put a motor in there, so it looks like there's an actual ghost in there. I will say, I'm a big nerd. I'm a massive geek. I have a geek dream. My ultimate geek dream is to own a replica, like full lights, full sound proton pack from Ghostbusters. Now, there are guys in the US that make them, but to buy a full one, like weathered, full lights, full sound, like movie accurate, like to scale and everything, you can wear, run around, and pull off the proton wand and everything in that, it's about $3,000.
Yikes.
So, we're talking about Amazon wish lists, so we just might make one. If anyone wants to buy me a proton pack for Christmas, that'd be great.
You could just send me $3,000. That'll do.
Another
Baxter at paypal.com.
You're just going to get like all these fucking money coming in.
Yeah.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Thank you.
Gremlins.
Yes.
Was another massive one. It was pretty much straight out of Gremlins. Most people would have seen it now, but I will just say real quick, spoilers if you want to jump forward 20 seconds. Dart, where he first has Dart, and he's got him in the fish tank, and he doesn't like the light. Oh, you don't like the light.
Yep.
And then, like, he wants to eat, he's, like, feeding him and stuff, and I was like, don't feed him! Haven't you seen Gremlins, Dustin? It's about the same time the movie's out. But yeah, and then he gradually grows bigger and stuff, and that was a great, great Gremlins reference, sort of just there. Coming off that, there was a great Alien reference when Dart starts to shed, and they pick up the shedded skin and stuff. There's a great Alien reference there.
It feels almost shot for shot, that one.
I will come back to that. Sean Astin was in the show. He was fucking great. He was just the lovable sort of everyday dude, Bob.
Fuck, Bob.
Yeah,
we never talked about him in the character.
Yeah, we never talked about him. We'll talk about him now.
He was great.
He was great. He was pretty much like the character he played in the Goonies growing up.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of great Goonies throwbacks. The scene with the map, where he's working out the map puzzle. And then later on in that episode, he makes a reference to Pirate Treasure, which is straight out of the Goonies.
Yeah.
Which I fucking loved. Because he was in that movie, obviously.
Yeah.
I already talked about Empire Strikes Back, but the biggest major film reference that I spotted straight away when it was happening, it was overly blatant, was Aliens in the laboratory scene, where all the guys go on and they're like, oh, there's shit coming, and they're all getting killed by like the demodogs and stuff.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, because Paul Reiser is in the show as well, and he was in Aliens and that. And yeah, it was just all these little things, just like, yeah, this... If the first season was Alien, then season 2 is definitely Aliens. It's bigger. Like we had like one Demogorgon in the first season, and it was darker, more scarier, sort of more haunted house horror, like the first Alien. And this was more Demodogs, and there's heaps of them. There's untold numbers. It's more of an action flick. Yep. It's more of an action show.
That is a perfect like summary of the two seasons. Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
So yeah, if the first season was Alien, then season 2 is definitely Aliens.
So hopefully 3's not Alien 3 then.
I kind of like Alien 3.
I don't mind it.
Everyone gives Alien 3 a bad rap.
Yeah, but it never hit. I do like 3 as well.
It's Fincher.
But I don't know. It doesn't hold up quite like 1 and 2.
Not to the first 2.
No.
But yeah, I still like it in its own right.
Yeah.
As like the stepbrother to the first 2 Alien movies.
Yeah.
Or stepsister.
I like the premise of it being set in the prison and stuff. It was really cool.
Did you hear like some of the original like pictures and that for it? Like the original world was going to be a planet that was made out of wood.
Oh God.
And it was like the entire planet was made out of wood. And it was like a kind of like a monastery, kind of like Buddhist kind of planet. Like everyone who lived there were like monks and shit, and they're like, this isn't cool enough. This is going to be way too expensive to make. We'll just make it like a fucking prison planet or whatever, and put like lots of rapey prisoners and that on there.
Worked out way better, I guess. Wood, alien wood.
Obviously, Mad Max,
Yep.
her gamer tag on the
gamer tag
on the on the scoreboard, her name on the scoreboards, and then the guy that works at the arcade comes around when the Dig Dug machine shut down.
Yeah.
And what does he say? He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, sorry to burst your bubble, Road Warrior," or something like that. He says to her. Yeah, that was great.
I did enjoy seeing the Dragon's Lair game.
Yeah, that was fucking great. I love that. Yeah, I really love that too.
Yeah.
It was a really fun season.
Yeah, it was.
There are a lot of other movie references and that in there, but yeah, they're sort of the main ones that I really picked up on. Oh, there was an Evil Dead reference.
Yeah.
Where Eleven's in the cabin and she moves the couch out of the way. She opens the cellar door and you've got the inside of the cellar watching the door fling open.
Yep.
And then there was one more at the cabin of the swinging chair banging up against the post. It was straight out of the Evil Dead.
Yep. I remember that now.
Yeah. I think that's about it. I think we sort of covered everything. I'm not getting too spoilery. We didn't really get any real spoilers. So. No. But most people would have watched it by now, because it's just one of those shows you got to watch straight away.
If you haven't, bloody get on it.
Fucking get on it. What's wrong with you?
And if you have...
Watch it again.
Yeah, round 2. I'm going to go round 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go round 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
Nothing I haven't already said.
Bring on season 3?
Yeah, yep.
How fucking ominous was that, like, not saying what it is, but that final shot of the last episode? I was like, fuck, ominous as fuck.
Full upside down mode.
Oh, and I just got to say that those kids fucking clean up really well, especially Dustin. Yeah.
Oh, the snowball. Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking great. Cleaned up really well.
Yeah.
And he got to dance with Nancy. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah. Really loved it. What would you give it out of 5, Robert?
Like I'd give it a 5, I think. Yeah. The tiny little problems I have with it are not big enough to outshine.
No, they're throwaway. I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
So fuck it. Like, if the first season's a 5, I'll give this a 5 as well.
Yeah.
This is a show.
I'd be crazy to try and to pick it apart and say it's not great, because it's fucking exactly what I've wanted out of a TV show for a very, very long time. It's one thing to watch a movie and give it like a top ranking and watch a movie over and over again, but it's quite a different thing to watch a TV show over and over again, just because, you know, there's fucking 7.5, 9 hours or whatever there to devote to watching a TV show again, rather than watching a 2-hour movie or hour and a half movie, 3-hour movie, or whatever. That's a lot of time to potentially make a very small mistake that makes people all of a sudden hate everything about it. And it's like, you can't latch onto the bad shit when there's so much good to be had in that show. As much as I'd watch like a Game of Thrones again or a Battlestar Galactica again, you know, all these sort of shows,
this is a show that I would go back to more so than those. One, because of the nostalgia, the style of the show, the story, everything. But then it's the episode amount as well. Like, it's not too long. It's not too short. I thought the first season was perfect. 8 episodes, more than enough for them to fit in the story they wanted. This one's a little bit longer.
Day. Like, you can knock it out in a day.
You could literally sit there and watch it in a day. Yeah. It's not hard. I did it.
It's not healthy, but it's not hard.
Yeah. Especially, just don't feel bad. If it's a rainy day, you've got no excuse. You don't need to go outside. Just watch Stranger Things.
You're taking a day off work, just fucking watch it.
Absolutely.
It'll be the best day you've had.
Yeah, I'd definitely give it a 5. Bring on next Halloween. Season 3.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm ready for it.
And I like their idea. I've heard they're not looking at stretching this thing out over a million years either. They're happy to do it like 3 or 4 seasons and be done. And I think that's really smart. I think they should definitely.
And because by the time they get to say season 5, those kids are going to be way too old. So if they keep playing this out to where like these kids like maybe finish middle school, I don't think this would be the kind of show where I wouldn't want to see, like a lot of shows do, like a time jump. Like, we've just jumped forward 3 years.
No.
Do not do that. Just keep it year to year. 12 months have passed. 12 months have passed, just like real time. Just keep doing that.
Yep.
Because I'll be happy with that. Because that fits in with, like, the kids aging and that as well.
Yep.
You know, I'll be fucking happy with that. So, just keep doing what you're doing. 3 seasons, 4 seasons would be fucking great. If there was some way you could get it to 5 without it losing the quality, hell yeah. But I probably wouldn't go any more than that.
You know what? Like, I wouldn't actually even be opposed to, if they want to keep going more seasons, but just change the storyline. Just be like, here's a new town. Here's some new weird shit that's going on. Here's a new group of kids. This is a different Stranger Things. This is like fucking weird. This is weird shit, season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, because I fucking love that setting. I love the time. I think the Duffer Brothers were talking about this as well and saying, like, that time period suits horror and this kind of storytelling so well, because to do it in this age, like, they would have to rewrite the entire thing, because people would just ring up on their mobile phone and be like, hey, fucking, so shit's going down, get over here.
Absolutely.
And then, there's no mystery, there's no, like, miscommunication or anything like that. It's just kind of like, everything's accessible. The internet's there, so they can, like, rather than going to the library to research fucking shit, like, they...
Pulling out the D&D rule book to look up the Mind Flayer.
Yeah,
they just pull it up on their phone.
They just go to wiki page and look at that. It's like, that's not fun.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, if they could make another show with different characters again, coming of age again, because I am in love with coming of age stories. I love them all. It's just such an exciting kind of cool time period to set sort of a story like this around. That's why it works for me so well as well, I think.
After watching this, I really think I'm due for another watch of The Goonies.
Yeah, me too.
That's a lot of fun, that movie.
I haven't watched that since I was a kid.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Watch it now. Let's get on it.
Get on it.
We got still 4 or 5 beers each. Let's get on it. Fuck, I'm calling sick tomorrow. Don't worry about it. I'm not coming in and watching the fucking Goonies. 5 out of 5. I'm keen for more seasons. Please hurry up and bring out season 1 on Blu-ray in Australia so I can buy it. I want to pump that fucking sound system.
They're not in any rush because they know we're not cancelling Netflix anytime soon. So.
Well, they just brought out the first season Blu-ray in the US, but they brought it out at, I think it was Target. They had this Target release. It came in like a VHS case. Oh. And they had like VHS like style graphics and that on the front. It was a Blu-ray set.
Yeah.
But yeah, they released it in like a limited edition like VHS case.
Okay, fuck Netflix. I want that.
Just get on eBay. You'll probably pay $200 for one.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I was very happy yesterday because my Arrow video release of The Thing arrived. Yep. Their 4K restoration from the original film negative, overseen by John Carpenter and Dean Cundy, the director of photography, and approved by both of those men. So this is the very best version of The Thing you'll see that's out there at the moment. I haven't opened the steelbook yet. I can't bring myself to do it. I managed to buy the limited edition as well, the limited edition box set, which comes with like poster and photo cards and all this other stuff. I'll definitely be opening that, so I might just leave that steelbook sealed. That should hopefully turn up before this week's over. And then, yeah, I'll definitely be into that.
I don't know how you leave it, man. When shit arrives at my house, I'm just fucking rip it open. I
know,
I want to touch it. I want to feel it.
I really like.
You're so much more a collector than me. Like the way, like looking up at the Voltron stuff, like the way that you just keep it in the box up there. Like I can't do that. It's impossible for me to leave it in stuff. I need to fucking.
Well, that Blazing Sword Voltron, that was sort of hard to come by, and I've already got the 20th anniversary one there, 30th anniversary one there. Beg your pardon, but no, it was 25th anniversary. So that's already out. So I don't need to pull that other one out. So that's just always lived in the box. But yeah, I'm keen to watch that. But yeah, I've never been into steelbooks. I've never liked steelbooks. I fucking hate steelbooks. I like to have a picture cover. I can look at the back. I can look at the runtime, and I can read who the director and the bloody director of photography was and all that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never got into steelbooks, but this steelbook's fucking beautiful. And it's a limited edition too, so I kind of just want to leave it wrapped. Yeah. And just put it on the shelf and just look at it. I'm thinking about starting a Thing collection. Just try to collect like one of every release or whatever. I did find the Laserdisc release on eBay yesterday. I nearly bought it, but I was like, no, I'll just hang off a little bit. So I'm thinking about starting a Thing collection. Maybe. We'll see.
This over here is my Stranger Things. Terrible.
Anyway, I think that might do it. So,
yep.
Yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything.
Yep.
All right. So, Bobby Baxter, if people want to find you online, check out all your Inktober. We might talk about Inktober in a second, actually. So, we can tell people what you've done so far, even the last few days, because you've had a couple of corkers the last few days.
Oh, thank you.
Tell us all about it. Tell us your sites. Where do they go? Where do they want to look?
You go to Instagram. That's where I'm posting stuff pretty much straight away. Bobby Baxter Cartoons on Instagram. Follow me there. Or Bobby Baxter Cartoons on Facebook. BOBBYBAXTER. If you can't spell Bobby Baxter, there's probably something wrong with you. A lot of people put IE instead of Y for
What's
Bobby.
wrong with them?
I don't know.
Bobby.
And Bobby Baxter on Twitter.
On the Twitter?
Yeah. And I'm posting them there too. And I've got like jack shit followers on Twitter, so
do we. Yeah, last night you did Nigel Thornberry.
Yes.
Which was pretty great.
Smashing.
Who else did you do?
Tim Curry did the voice of Nigel Thornberry.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Did you know Tim Curry originally did the voice of the Joker in the Batman the Animated Series?
I could picture that, yeah.
There's, they recorded for a couple of hours, but he had laryngitis. So instead of leaving it for a week or whatever for him to get over it, they sacked him. And then a few days later, they hired Mark Hamill.
Fuck.
I know, right?
And look at, look at his career now. Like, Mark Hamill was already big, but, like, everybody knows him for the Joker as well as Luke Skywalker. Like, it's probably his second best renowned sort of character. Yeah, nuts. So
what else did you do? You did, didn't you do Hey Arnold the other night?
Yeah, I did Hey Arnold.
And Doug?
Yes, I did Doug. Doug's a funny one because I barely remember the show. I don't think they played it much where I was growing up when I was a kid. But I know there's a lot of love for that show out there. Like, people fucking rave and rant about it. So, yeah, did that one. And Mr. Horse, I think, was the one before that. Yeah. We
came to an arrangement, and that's Coming to Live With Me. That image. Bobby will sign it and that for me. I might put it in a frame, stick it up here in the beer cave.
Nice.
Yeah. Gotta have some Baxter up on my wall. Fuck, I will say about your Inktober and stuff. Like, you know, I've always thought this of you. I've always thought very highly of you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
But, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are really good in that, at what they do. But this is one thing I've always, like, really, like, credited you for and really, like, respected you for. But you're one guy that does it because you absolutely fucking love it. you love what you do. And it really like showed with like Brown Fury issue 1 and that as well. That was like the culmination of like your passion. And a comic about space poo.
Yeah.
But no, just the artwork and the way it was
brought
written.
up on fart jokes and poo jokes from my old man, so it is in me. Poo is in my blood.
Yeah. I love what you do.
Thanks, man.
You're a fucking legend.
Cheers.
Anyway, and if you want to find the Bearded Geeks, you can go to Facebook, facebook.com/Bearded Geeks Pod. We're pretty much on all the social medias. We're on Twitter at Bearded Geeks Pod, on Instagram at the Bearded Geeks. You want to buy a t-shirt, you can jump on TeePublic or buy a nice mug or a hoodie or bloody whatever. It's coming up to summer here in Australia. You can buy yourself a bloody nice tank top. You could, Bearded Geeks tank top.
Ooh, yeah.
If you wanted to.
Look at all the people on the beach trying to fucking chase you down in your Bearded Geeks tank top.
I know, right? Tell me about it.
Who's that sexy face on your shirt?
That's my
Jake's.
face. That's my face. It looks just like me. And if you want to listen to the show, you can jump on SoundCloud, iTunes, or YouTube to listen to the show. And if you want to like it, that's great. If you want to subscribe, even better.
Yeah. Please do.
Next week, no idea. We might be taking next week off if you have a kid. So, or I'll be here on my own. I've actually
no Brown next week, or
I don't know.
No, he's
if the
flaky Brown.
if the search party can find him, if we can find someone to bloody decipher this ransom note, then yeah, or else we'll just spend the ransom money on beer, I suppose.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, so if you want to send your love and prayers to Patrick Brown, you can go to patrickbrownart.com and if you want to help send ransom money, what's your PayPal, Bob?
BobbyBaxter.paypal.com.
All right, love and prayers for Patrick Brown. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you all next week on the Bearded Geeks.
Hey!